And welcome once again to another high vibe channeling session. This one for February 19th, 2026. To start us off, we have Arla Collett Williams, who is well known here and in many circles, especially the Sasquatch circles. She has an intense and loving and long-term relationship with the Sasquatch Nation and many of their individuals, and is a shining star, the star child herself. She is a versatile and gifted channeler and the author of three books: My Life with Hairy People, Respecting the Water, and New Friends at Indigo Run. And she is always sharing her gifts with the world at large and urging all of us to have more love and wisdom. You can find her on YouTube at Arla Williams 8266, and you can find her on Facebook just by searching her. I don't need to give you more information on that. And thank you once again for blessing us, Arla. If you have anything to add, which I'm sure you don't, please do so.
I think you covered it quite well, actually. Oh, yes, yeah. It's interesting how our conversation turned before um, we began recording about the energy because the ancestor grandmothers have some things to say about the earth and what's going on and how people are um, being affected by that. And, talking about how you can stay in that space that helps you to deal um, with all this. Hey, hey, Kimoloshotina, Inawoshotina. We are so happy to be here with you all. There's so much wonder going on with the Earth Mother now. As humanity connects with the Earth Mother, humanity and the Earth Mother's consciousness rises. And in that, the truths are evident for all who are open to see those truths. People are so worried about things that are going on the Earth Mother. They are watching for earthquakes and volcanoes and floods and drought and all of these things. And they're thinking, this is not right. This is not right. The mother, she is angry. She is not angry with us. She is growing as all of humanity, is growing. She is doing things she has always done. She has always rumbled and wobbled and brought forth those things from the volcanoes and from the earthquakes. She is moving and she is growing as well. And humanity doesn't seem to understand that these are a part of her life and her growth as a sentient being. As humans wobble, as humans change, as humans feel as if they are split apart like an earthquake. These are only things that are saying to humanity, take note, you are growing, you are changing. And when love begins to be a part, you understand those things. You understand the why of those things. If you listen with your heart, you will know the truth. The truth is there, and it is there for each of you to access. Be still. Quit rumbling around everywhere and not listening with your heart ears. Be still and connect. Connect with that wonderful being that you are. These magnificent bodies that you have chosen for this human expression are a wonder themselves. They're made from this earth mother and stardust, and they carry that higher part of you and should be honored as such. Do not look at yourself as being out of date. You are not out of date. You are right where you are supposed to be. You are beautiful human expressions, and you are loved, and you are loved. We're learning what it is to love oneself. For a very long time, the human expression has been told that they should love others, that they should be meek, and that to love oneself is not a good thing. But to love oneself gives you the foundation to love everyone else, regardless of what they choose to do. Humans tend to pick and choose who they want to send love to. As love, that is not acceptable. Love does not look at someone as good or bad. Love just sees love. And when you see through your heart eyes and listen with your heart ears, you understand. You have a prophet that brought so many things to humanity. There are many prophets and many teachers through this human expressions lifetimes that have brought things for man to look at. Jesus was one of those. He was an example of what it is to love. And as humans do, they twist the message and they make the message into something that it wasn't supposed to be. But that is even a teaching for humanity to understand all the different things, all the different sides and understandings of what it is to live this human expression. To not look at things and feel you are above those things. There is no above or below. The human body is experiencing now things that seem to be like what the Earth Mother is experiencing with rumbles and volcanoes and floods and droughts. Parts of the body seem to not be as they should. And you wonder why. Why is this happening? You are growing as well. And sometimes a good wobble within this human expression will shake you up so that you can see what's going on and understand the truth that is there within you because you are the truth. And when you live within that heart, you shine the truth as well. Remember that you are a light and you are love and you are a conversation as well. You are being read as if this conversation had come to life. Many beings read you and understand you in a way that it is hard for someone of this human existence expression can understand. But feel that in your body. Feel that rumbling. Feel that crawling within you. Honor those things that your body is doing. If you are feeling dizzy, stop and listen. What's going on here? Do I need to connect? Am I feeling something more deeply? Humanity is so close to connecting and remembering who they are. And the term full contact means nothing. It only means family, once again, comes to be with family. You yourself can have full contact without everyone else knowing that and feeling that and understanding that. There is no one in charge of full contact for those whose heart is open. Do not be afraid to speak what's in your heart. If it is in your heart and needs to be spoken, then it should be spoken. And there will be times that things come to you in your heart, and you have such a hard time putting them into words, words that are human. But you know what that meaning is, you know what that understanding is. Once again, be still and ask, guide me. Ask your higher self, that being that encompasses all of who you are, to assist you. Humanity is seeking truth. They're crying for truth, but the truth lies within you. It is not an exterior truth. It is there within you that comes through you in many ways. It comes through light language. It comes through singing. It comes through jumping up and down and being joyful and loving and being kind and compassionate. That all is there and is the conversation of who you are. We send you so much love and so much joy. And we honor you for being a part of what's happening on this Earth Mother and what's happening in the Star Nation and in the universe. You are all a part of that. And blessings to you all. We are ready for questions if you have them.
Anita? Since she has temporarily lost her signal, she can go after me. I was curious, many of the channeled beings and Earth more masters, we will say, that's a loose term, but they indicate that this is a tough school to learn. It, in my experience, it would seem like not only is this the dark parts, but the lack of remembering. But I know that that is part of many, many different societies and star systems that have all come here to help learn to work out their issues as well. Can you talk about that, please?
When the Earth Mother was birthed, and the purpose was to have this beautiful place for many from many places to come and experience and learn. At that time, the human expression did not exist. And this is one of the things that they brought forth. This is a school, possibly like what humanity calls a university. And it is a place of higher learning and attaching yourself to that higher learning through a lower vibration. Learning to balance those. And some come back repeatedly and will continue to come back repeatedly. Like a university, there are many levels that you can attain. And these are not levels that make you better or higher than someone. They just open you up in a higher way. When Kashima and others were having places for many of the star people and many of the other beings to come together to talk about what was going to be happening on the earth. There were things that they talked about as to how this would happen. And if you look at the earth and the civilizations that have been on this earth since her birthing, they have been wide and variable. And you might say, how would a Neanderthal learn to raise their consciousness? Because that's why they were here. What you see as consciousness in someone or higher vibration, man puts his thoughts on how that should look. Should I look like this to be a higher vibration? And should I be regal as my consciousness grows? Be very careful with that. You will find yourself learning the same thing over again. Many of those that you see at this time are living this human expression of that experience. But there are star people around you as well. There are star people you cannot see that are there. And why wouldn't you be able to see them? Because for them to exist, they do not have to be seen. It is entrusting your heart and knowing that all have a right to be here, have a reason to be here. And the human experience is the hardest. The human was given many feelings and many levels of looking at life in many different ways and understanding. And it is one of the hardest to come through. and to understand just who you are. You are not what you see in the mirror. That is this wondrous body, this wondrous avatar that you've been given to have this human experience. And yet it is to be honored as that sacred vessel that carries your higher self. And it does not have to live within this body, but it knows this body and feels this body as that expression is being felt.
Thank you very much for that. I'm guessing that that is a accelerated lesson or area of learning as well, which is why so many different beings show up to take this course or curriculum.
Yes, many of you are in that accelerated class. There are many here on this earth, Mother, that are not there yet. But even as those who are in the accelerated learning begin to understand, that energy goes out through the world and touches those who are not to that point. It is not a higher point, it is just where they are.
Thank you very much. Um, and Anita has a question. She would like advice on how to deal with the injustice and hurting that happens to people that she sees.
You each have a choice in this life to make your choices. Every being on this earth came into this with a purpose. And it is so hard for many to think that those that are creating this injustice are doing so with a purpose. And so we learn how to look at those who are creating this injustice as we see it in this human expression. When an injustice is done, there is something that happens to humanity that grows the consciousness. It is the compassion that rises from this injustice that begins to be sent out into this world. The energy of that compassion is immense and opens your heart even more. Yes, it is hard as a human to understand injustice. And you cannot fix that except by opening yourself more to this love and compassion and kindness and understanding. Because when you do that, that's the energy you send out. If you are angry at injustice and you hold on to that anger, then that is what you're sending out into this world. We will not tell you not to be angry. It is part of your learning as well. But when you hold on to it, that is what you send out to the world. And it certainly doesn't make things better. When you see injustice, surround that person who created that with love. You do not know what that person's purpose was. Some give themselves in this life to bring about that compassion. And that is hard for many to understand as well. You might say, why would someone come into this world just to die like that? Their death created a great thing when that compassion rises. And what happens is that some who are not normally compassionate begin to feel compassion. So many are speaking about compassion. And that's where the heart goes and opens.
And thank you very much for that. Can the future Pleiadians I channel, they talked about not only were there lots of energies coming in to our reality at this time, but there was also space which was coming in behind them so that we would have room to grow. Can you discuss that a little bit?
The Earth Mother has space for all. And we're not talking about land mass. We are talking about that space that encompasses everything. As your consciousness rises and your density rises, you will be in a space. Many look at the Earth Mother as being a certain size. That does not have to be that way. From the time of her birth, she has changed sizes many times as humanity has grown in consciousness. That space is not a place that the future Pleiadians were talking about. It is that changing. Even when you sleep, there are times that you are in that space. And in meditation, you are in that space. And when you connect, you feel different. Your body feels different, almost as if it is mutable and can move and expand and contract and flow. many of you are in that space a good part of the time.
Thank you. I kind of figured they were speaking metaphorically, so, but I appreciate your expansive answer on that. And I don't see another questioner, so I'm going to go ahead and ask one. I have been blessed to be able to do the open invitation channeling, and there are quite a wide variety of different beings and entities and energies which come in. And I find that fascinating, but there's not a whole lot of information that comes through. I'm always wanting more in ways. Can you expand a little bit about that and how I might be able to, I don't know, maybe draw out more information from them or that process?
In the beginning, they are testing you. You are open to do this. And it is very much like the RSVP to the cosmos. We have someone here who we can speak through, and he will not interfere with what we have to say. And yet, we want to know about him as well. There will be some that you will know nothing about except what they tell you in that moment. There will be those who will expand and tell you more. But all you're going to learn from them is what it is that you need to share at this time. You understand that sometimes, even though someone asks a question of someone you are channeling, they will not answer that question. Some are no different than you, wanting to know more and more and more. And when you become comfortable with them that do not give you much information, then you very possibly could get more information.
Thank you. I appreciate that. For me, I know that I'm always getting everything I need, but I was trying to be of service more to the attendees. But it all flows so naturally, and we all get what we need. So I appreciate that answer. Thank you. And Christina, Anna, your turn.
Thank you. Greetings to you, and thank you for being with us. I wanted to ask how the inner earth beings are doing these days, and if there might be a message from them.
There are many inner earth
Hmm.
beings. There are water beings who are there within the earth who are doing things. Circe is one of them, the moon water person. She works within the inner earth through the waters. And those who are inner earth beings understand the shifts and the changes of the waters and the Earth Mother, and they are there supporting that. So they are doing the things that they have chosen to do. There are times when they do come up from the inner earth to see what happens here and to understand their purposes have been with the inner earth. It would be the same if you were to go to the inner earth. You would see things differently as what you see where you are. But they are as well doing what it is that they have chosen to do, learning through their expressions of how to care for this Earth Mother, the waters, and humanity as well. When any of those are affected, it affects the whole. Grandfather Kashima had taken Aucha to a place in the inner earth where there was a group there, many Sasquatch people and other star people and Lemurians as well, who were in this center, as he called it. And he spoke of 13 centers like this around the Earth Mother, holding the Earth Mother in that energy that was there. And the stone people of the crystals of many different kinds were there in that center, connecting energetically to all the other centers, holding the Earth Mother. When she begins to groan and change, as she always has, it is like holding a child, needs comforting, needs holding, who needs loving. And this comes from the inner earth. And there are star people who are above the earth, even in the places where they come to earth from, that connects energetically and holds this Earth Mother in that love and holds humanity in that love. If the human expression could remember how much they are loved by so many, their hearts would swell bigger than their bodies. It would extend outward from this human expression as that energy signature of love shines.
Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Anu.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate this interaction. Thank you for coming and speaking with us. I was wondering about Mount Shasta. I've heard that that is a very special place. Would humans be allowed to go and to visit with the star people that are there? Is that something that, if someone really desires it, is that possible?
It has been happening for a very long time. Your human expression connected to the heart can go anywhere. You are not restricted from going there. Many have talked about being there and feeling that and seeing many things.
Mhm.
Mount Shasta is one of the 13 centers. And as that has a very special purpose. But there are also out from the 13, and I think we have talked about this before, there are 52
Mm.
centers that are connected into the 13. And those 52 are connected to the higher consciousness DNA of each being
Mhm.
that is here learning.
Is it different if I go physically to Mount Shasta, or um, would it be different if I just connected with my heart to that area?
You do not have to be there to connect. But sometimes there is a desire within someone to go, to be there in this physical form.
Yes. It's always been my deepest wish and desire to do that.
Then that is something that each person feels this should do. You don't have to do that to connect. You don't have to do that to travel anywhere.
Mhm.
You can do that in that space, that sacred space, that energetic space will take you there. Yes, we have taken Shining Star many places through the years. And at doing that, in the beginning, sometimes she questioned, was I really there? Did I really go? Or was this just in a dream? And we decided to help her to understand it even deeper. And we took her to a place, an actual place on this earth, and walked with her in the waters. And she felt as if she was everything.
Mhm.
And she knew the waters, and the waters knew her. And all around her, she knew. And
Beautiful.
when we came back with her and she awoke in the morning, her clothing was wet
Wow.
from being in the river.
Mhm.
Those things are possible for anyone
Mhm.
who is in that space and travel. And there are ways to access that space, and that is through meditation. That is through heart listening and being guided by that, connecting into that light language in whatever way that you can connect into that, be it written, be it sang, be it spoken. However, that takes you on any journeys. That light language is a vehicle of sorts that can take you.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ancestor Grandmother. Thank you.
That is all that we have. Thank you again for blessing us with your presence and your energy. It is always a thrill for us, and it goes right to the heart. That is an amazing way to feel. Thank you.
We are so honored by your love and by your being here. You are making such a difference in this world and how things are accepted. You are shining a light that you may not even realize that you are. And that light is like a high beam that illuminates so many things. And you may not even know you have turned it on. But others are seeing that light, and others are seeing that love. Blessings.
Thank you.
Sorry. Sure. 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 You know.
Thank you, Arla. That was wonderful.
I told them they were kind of wordy tonight.
That's all right. They filled in all the gaps.
Oh.
Hey, if we didn't get a chance to be wordy, I wouldn't be here. Anybody else have anything that they wish to add?
Goodness.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this session. Thank you very much, Arla Collett Williams and the Ancestor Grandmothers et al. And we'll be back shortly with our tour 144 and the Saturnian Council of Nine, unless he decides to bring in an alternate. And we look forward to that as well. Thank you all for attending and for watching, and we'll be back in just a little bit.